Atsho igwijo lensimbi esingena kuyo ewe isendimlo umakholkhol njengeko ekhule umanat kanti ke kwiyure esishiya ngasemva besinemanqaku aliqela nodliwano-ndlebe kaloku mayelana nemivuzo yabasebenzi baseburhulumenteni. Asikagqibi besisaqala, ngoko ke hlala nathi ungalicofi tu iqhosha mbukeli. Siyakhahlela kaloku napha ku-SABC Plus siyatsho into yokubana asiyonto ngaphandle kwenkxaso yenu, kunjalo nje siyayibona kwaye nje ayigungqi. Nadia,
jonga singena kule yure sesisithi dyulukudu ngokuba kaloku sele sileqwa lixesha ngasemva, ngoko ke masingachithi nomzuzwana singene emxholweni kokunye okwathi unkulindele ludliwano-ndlebe lwezemidlalo nolunye netiktoker undoyisile Ndumiso Sibindi. Hlala nathi ungagungqi. Abarhanelwa ababini baza kuvela kokuqala kwinkundla kamantyi ebhelabhela namhlanje emva kokuqhekezwa nobusela ephalaphala.
Ndiyaza malanga wafani ndiyaza izinto zamasdibani anlali ndezamana nemali masambe siyopanda. Hello everyone, this is Nethemba Gonelo. We are here today, Ekhaya Jikelele. Stay tuned, there's music, there's entertainment, there's everything.
Abarhanelwa ababini baza kuvela kokuqala kwinkundla kamantyi ebilabila namhlanje malunga nokuqhekezwa nobusela ephalaphala. Abarhanelwa abaneminyaka engama-39 kunye nama-30 ubudala babanjwe ngecawa kwimpelaveki sisuka kuyo.
Well, you recall that the DPCI is still investigating the case, so investigation will always lead either into a breakthrough, or if it's not a breakthrough, we'll still keep on looking for suspects until we find them. So yes, there is 2 people arrested. They will appear in court.
Kanti urhulumente womzantsi Afrika ugqibe kwelokuba igqiza lozakuzo womzantsi Afrika kwaSirayeli libuyele ekhaya kwethutyana logama kusajongwa imfazwe equbayo eGaza.
Uhulumeni udumele ngezenzo zelakwa-Israel njengoba iqhubeka ngokuhlasela ngamabhomu izikhungo zezikole kanye nemitholampilo eGaza kwelasePalestina.
A genocide under the watch of the international community cannot be tolerated. Another Holocaust in the history of humankind is not acceptable. And the South African government has decided to withdraw all its diplomats in Tel Aviv for consultation.
Ungqongqoshe ehhovisi likaMengameli uthi isinqumo sekhabhinethi sokukhishwa kwenxusa eTel Aviv siwuphawu oluthumela umyalezo ocacile ngokuthi iNingizimu Afrika ayihambisani nesenzo selakwa-Israel. Ikhabhinethi seliyalele ihhovisi lomnyango wezobudlelwano namazwe omhlaba ngokuthi ke libhekisise nodaba lokuyiphatha kwenxusa lakwa-Israel elizinze kuleli.
The position of the ambassador of Israel in South Africa is becoming very untenable. Cabinet has decided to instruct DECO to take necessary measures within the diplomatic channels and protocols to deal with the conduct of the ambassador of Israel to South Africa.
Kanti kweziphathelene nokhetho lwangonyaka ozayo, ikhabhinethi isinxuse izakhamuzi ezingakabhaliseli ukuvota ngokuthi zisebenzise leli ithuba elisele uqinisekisa ukuthi ziyabhaliswa ohlwini lobagunyazwe ukuvota.
Ukanti ke umongameli we-ANC uCyril Ramaphosa uthi urhulumente usebenza ngokungxamisekileyo ukuqinisekisa ukuba amapolisa anikwa izixhobo ezaneleyo zokulwa izinga eliphezulu lolwaphulo-mthetho. uRamaphosa uthi inyukile inani lamapolisa aza kuqeqeshwa kwaye asasazwe kwilizwe liphela ukuze ajongane nolwaphulo-mthetho. Ebethetha kwinkongolo ye-10 yesizwe yamapolisa neentolongo imanyano yamalungelo oluntu eThekwini.
We are in a hurry to deal with the criminality in our country. Over the years, the number of police members or personnel to population had become unskewed. And now we are trying to correct that so that we have more police to defend and have our people feeling safe per population number on a 100,000 basis.
Umphathiswa wezombane uGqirha Rosiyenso Ramokgopa utyelele umzi-mveliso wakwa-Eskom i-Anode eMpumalanga izolo ukuze ahlole inkqubela phambili.
Ungqongqoshe wezogesi uDokotela Ramokgopa uhambelele liziko ngenhloso yokuyohlola ukuthuthukisa kwalo. Ekhuluma nezisebenzi, ungqongqoshe uthe ukholwa ukuthi i-Anode ingasebenza kangcono ukusiza ukuxazulula inkinga yogesi kuleli.
When I was here the last time, the EAF was at 54%. Now it has deteriorated. It's at about 48%. And that's why it's important we must go station to station. Because when I give you an average picture, Eskom, we are seeing an improvement. But it's hiding the underperformance of some of the stations, including Arnold. Then they were able to take me through. There were issues with Unit 6, issues around boiler tube leaks. This is what we are doing. We are confident that over this period, we'll get back to 54 and even exceed it. These are the interventions we are making.
Ungqongqoshe uthi unesiqiniseko sokuthi Eskom izokwehlisa amazinga ohlelo lokucisha konga ugesi ngasekupheleni kwalonyaka.
We're confident about reducing the intensity of load shedding. That much we are more than confident. I did say Kusile Unit 2 is coming back the third week of November. Unit 5 Kusile third week of December. We'll see improvements in Arnold and many other places. And then new generation capacity. Don't forget it. Because it's not just Eskom that's going to resolve the problem. You need new generation capacity.
Kulindeleke ukuba uRamokgopa avakashele ezinye izikhungo eziphehla ugesi.
Kusenjalo usihlalo we-Eskom umthetho Nyathi uthi le nkampani ehlinzeka ngogesi izokwehlisa ukuncika kubakhiqizi bogesi abazimele uma ukusebenza kwayo sekusimeme. Uthi ukukhiqizwa kogesi kule nkampani kuyathuthuka kanti lokho kuzokwehlisa ukwethembela kwayo kubakhiqizi bogesi abazimele. Ubese ekhumbuza izakhamuzi zakuleli-ke ukuthi abakhiqizi bogesi abazimele basebenza njengohlelo lokweseka i-Eskom uma ingenawo amandla anele.
At what cost? It's of course slightly more than than how we are producing, but much less than how we, in terms of diesel. Diesel, that's the most expensive source of energy.
Ngakolunye uhlangothi uNyathi uqinisekisile ukuthi ibhodi le-Eskom seliphakamise amagama abathathu kungqongqoshe wezinkampani ezingamabhizinisi ombuso nokulindeleke ukuthi aqoke isikhulu esiphezulu esisha ungekapheli lo nyaka.
Last week, we were able to give him those three names, and now the processes from the government side of things are taking place.
uNyathi uphinde wetusa ithimba lakwa-Eskom ngokusebenza ngokuzikhandla lisemamisa ukusebenza kwenkampani kanye nemizamo yezakhamuzi zakuleli yokwehlisa umthwalo kule nkampani ehlinzeka ngogesi.
Ukanti ibhunga ledyunivesithi yaseKapa likwiphulo lokuthatha amanyathelo okubuyisela isidima sale yunivesithi nokuthembeka eluntwini emva kwezityholo zokusilela ukwenza umsebenzi kunyaka ophelileyo.
Umbiko wethimba liholwa yijaji selathatha umhlala phansi uLex Mphathi lathola ukuthi le nyuvesi yayingaphethwe ngendlela efanele kule minyaka emine edlule. Lathola ukuthi loyo wayengusihlalo womkhandlu babalwa ngonyama kanye novice chancellor uMomukhethi Phacheng badukisa inyuvesi.
The University of Cape Town's council acknowledges past governance failures and that it did not always serve in the best interests of UCT. We recognize that had council at the time fulfilled its governance role as required, the events that unfolded and emotional trauma caused to many individuals could have been avoided.
Uphenyo luphinde lwaphenya ngokwesula kwezinye iziphathimandla. Umbiko walo waphakamisa ukuthi le nyuvesi kufanele ixolise esidlangalaleni kulabo abasule ezikhundleni ngenxa yokungaphathwa ngendlela efanele.
Obviously, South Africa has got a long way to go in terms of redressing the injustices of the past, but the kind of racialization that's practiced by University of Cape Town's former Vice-Chancellor really was divisive and destructive and very, very dangerous.
Ezinkundleni zokuxhumana uPhacheng uthi ngokubona kwakhe lo mbiko uqukethe ulwazi oluzodiqilela phansi isithunzi sakhe.
Ipolisa elabamba umrhanelwa wokuqala kwityala likaSenzo Meyiwa uSergeant Vusumzi Mokhane belibuzwa ukuba kutheni kuthathe iinyanga ezine ukuba kumrhanelwa abekwe ityala emva kokubanjwa kwakhe ebethwaxwa imibuzo izolo.
Ngesikhathi ephekwa ngemibuzo usayitsheni uVusumuzi Mokhane ubelokhu emile kwelokuthi amarekhoda nemininingwane yezisebenzi zemayini ayephambene nokuba kushiwo uNtanzi njengoba aveza ukuthi wayesemayini ngosuku lokubulawa kukaMeyiwa.
Ntate Mngomezwe khopela gore client ya go go tsenite a ska bolela maka ka gore
I'd like to ask that your client tell you the truth. He mustn't lie to you. When we left the yard of the mine, we already had the evidence that he was not at work.
Yize uNtanzi aboshwa okokuqala mhla ziyi-16 kuNhlangulana ngo-2020 kodwa waze wethweswa icala lokubulala sekudlule inyanga ezine.
He was not arrested on the 26th of October 2020.
Haswara ka 26th October 2020.
Do you understand?
That is correct.
But instead he was arrested on the 16th of June 2020. 48 hours lapsed years after that. Do you understand?
Umshushisi wombuso uphikisene nabameli babasolwa ngokuthi uNtanzi kwakufanele ethweswe nini icala.
Section 35 distinguishes between an arrested person and a detainee, and the witnesses clearly said that there's nowhere an entry that said accused was arrested for 636, and that should answer my learned friend.
Abameli bazoqhubeka nokumpheka ngemibuzo usayitsheni uMokhane.
Umphathiswa wesebe lezangaphandle e-Ukraine uKuleba ubambe indibano nomphathiswa welizwe uGqirha Naledi Pandor ngenjongo zokuqinisa ubudlelwane phakathi kwalamazwe mabini.
Isithunywa sase-Ukraine sikuleli njengoba sizama ukuqinisa ubudlelwane namazwe ase-Afrika. Lokhu kuvakasha kulase-Afrika kukhombisa ukuzinikela ukuhola izingxoxo zokuletha ukuthula phakathi kwe-Ukraine neRussia. Ungqongqoshe wase-Ukraine unombono ocacile ngemizamo yokuletha uxolo.
No one wants this war to end more than Ukraine. No country loses more from this war than Ukraine. So we would be happy to see the end of the war and the establishment of a just and lasting peace.
Elakuleli ke likholwa ukuthi ukubanjwa kwezingxoxo iyona ndlela yokuqeda impi e-Ukraine.
Our original decision as the government of South Africa that we would be non-aligned and that we would keep open the possibility of engaging both governments was a correct decision. We're one of the few countries, rather regions of the world, that are able to speak both to Ukraine as well as to Russia.
Elakuleli liphinde laqinisekisa ukuthi ithimba lomengameli base-Afrika lisaqhubeka nomsebenzi wokuletha uxolo.
Kanti ke mbukeli sithanda ukulumkisa ababukeli abanovakalelo ngelinqaku lilandelayo. Abahlali baseSenegal eFree State bebevutha belugcwabevu ngomsindo befuna indoda etyholwa ngokubetha ngokungena lusini intombi yayo eneminyaka emihlanu ubudala ingayifumani ibheyile.
Umphakathi wakulendawo ufuna intombazanyana eneminyaka emihlanu ubudala ithole ubulungiswa njengoba kusolwa ukuthi selokho kwashona unina ngo-2020 uyise uyayihlukumeza.
Kafushane uthi njalo uma enengane ibimtshela ngezinto uyise azenzayo nayizisho kuye bese yazibika kwaze kwenzeka lesi sigameko. Uthi waphakamisa ukuthi ingane iyohlala kwenye indawo ephephile kepha lokhu akukaze kwenzeke.
Inhlangano engenzi inzuzo enakekela izingane nentsha ithi ziningi izigameko ezifuze lesi kepha azibikwa.
I've opened the case on Friday early in the morning after taking the child to the hospital. That's why I opened the case, because the child was severely damaged or badly hurt. So that's why I took the initiative. I must see that the child's justice is served on her behalf.
Abaholi bomphakathi bafuna bahlukumeza abesifazane nezingane babhadle ejele.
We are saying to the court that we don't want this man to get bail. He must go to jail because it shows that he doesn't belong to live with people, because you cannot beat the 5-year-old child like that.
Uyise wengane ubingelele inkantolo yemantshi yaseSenegal kanti uzophinde avele ngesonto elizayo.
Kusenjalo kukho ukubethabethana kwezimvo malunga nesigqibo sikarhulumente sorhoxisa oonozakuzaku bakweli abazenze kwaSirayeli nanjengoko eli lizwe likwimfazwe neHamas.
We support the standpoint that says the ambassador must come back. We will also be glad if the president can, working with the Minister of International Relations, make sure that they ask the ambassador of Israel to South Africa to go back to Israel until the situation improves in as far as negotiations between Palestine and Israel are concerned.
By the South African government to withdraw all its diplomats from Israel for consultation is only a smokescreen to give a strong message to Israel that they may consider to break all diplomatic ties with Israel. That will be very detrimental to South Africa because there are very strong business and economic ties between South Africa and Israel.
The National Freedom Party welcomes the statement made by government in shutting down our liaison office in Israel and, more importantly, recalling our ambassador to Israel. The reckless statement by the Israeli minister calling on the Zionist state of Israel to use nuclear weapons in Gaza must be condemned with the contempt it deserves.
Activist and Citizens Forum welcomes the withdrawal of the South African diplomats from Tel Aviv, Israel. It's long overdue. We want to reiterate our call for the immediate shutdown of the Israeli embassy and the expulsion of the entire staff. The ongoing slaughtering of Palestinians, women and children cannot continue forever. It must stop. And one of the ways to stop it is to isolate Israel completely, boycott all their businesses, boycott Israeli products. Nobody must buy their products. We really hope that the withdrawal of the South African diplomats from Israel will be followed by an announcement that the Israeli embassy will be shut down immediately.
Enkosi ngokuhlala nathi nisasibukele apha ekhaya Jikelele kanti intswelangqesho iqatsele kweli lizwe kwaye ushishino yinto ekumele inikwe ingqalelo. Amanina abasileli ke ngasemva nanjengokuba nabo bengene nathi kapu kwezoshishino okanye bathi kapu kwezoshishino. uVivian Mukume ke ngusomashishini unesidanga semasters kwi-Information Systems and Business Applications kunye ne-PhD kwi-Information Systems. uVivian ke ukholelwa ukuba ushishino lusisombululo kuqoqosho lwalapha eAfrika. Kanjani ukuphendula lo mbuzo ke sinaye apha estudio. Vivian masikubulise sikwamkele enkqubeni.
Morning, ngiyabonga.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm doing good.
I'm good. Xa sithi siyajonga apha jonga uyifunde wayityekeza kwaye iresume yakho yabonakala into okubana ityebile, but I mean unezakhono ezininzi. Sifuna ukugxila kwisakhono soshishino esi uthi unaso. Khawusityebele banzi xa kuthethwa nge-social entrepreneurship kuthethwa ngantoni?
They normally talk about a person that looks for problems in the society that are affecting the society socially and environmentally, and that person will be a person that will look for innovative ways of solving that problem, and I happen to be one of those.
Phakathi kwamashishini onayo una sanitary towels. Ingaba mshamle eli shishini likuncedisa njani?
The sanitary napkin project, it started 7 years ago, and the whole point of this is to solve the problem that we are currently having as a society. Funda and look at the stats, we are sitting at 70% of girls in South Africa that are without a sanitary napkin, and 30% of those girls, they do not go to school when it is that time of the month. Now that is a problem. That is a problem that I've identified, and I came up with a solution of designing an organic sanitary napkin. We've come a long way as a country from where we used to be. We used to not have sanitary napkin. But now we need to sit down and ask ourselves, what kind of pads are we giving to our girls? And that's why I came up with an organic sanitary napkin that is addressing as well the problems, the gynecological problems that we are having as women.
You identified and you came with a solution. I mean, coming up with pads, I mean, how would you say yours are different to the ones that we already know in the market?
That's why I said now on my previous statement, we're coming from a situation where we didn't have pads, you know, and as a country we've done good in terms of donating the normal sanitary napkin. So I came up with an organic sanitary napkin. And how is it different? Mine, it is organic. It doesn't have any chemical substances that are harmful to our women. It's 100% cotton wool, and the absorption capacity of my pads is that of 3 times that of a normal pad. So it is addressing the current problem that we are having with sanitary napkin, because according to the research that has been done by WHO, 90% of our problem, gynecological problem, is women as a result of poor quality sanitary napkin. Then I had to come up with an organic sanitary napkin that was addressing those issues that we were suffering from as women. I mean, 62% of women, as we are sitting here, they are dying of cervical cancer. And poor quality sanitary napkin has been found to be the cause of that.
And I mean, there was once a call to the government by different NGOs that, I mean, condoms should be sold and sanitary pads should be free. I mean, this has been a long debate. What is your take on this?
I'll say all of them, both condoms and sanitary napkin. And this is my take, they should be made available, especially the sanitary napkin. A girl child doesn't ask to go on their periods, and I don't think it is fair for any girl child in South Africa to be missing school because they don't have access to a basic thing like a sanitary napkin. It should be considered as a human right. So I would not say condoms should not be made, should be sold. They should also be made available, because there was a reason why they were made free. And the reason that we are sitting with the current stats, that for me I consider to be a pandemic, then we should also have pads. And not just pads, but good quality pads made available. Not just pads. I think we need to move away from talking about pads. We need to now start saying good quality pads, because even the normal pads that we are having, they are causing problem. They are adding to the stats. I mean, 62% of women are dying every day as a result of cervical cancer. 90% of our problem are as a result of poor quality pads. So now as a society, we need to move from talking about pads, but good
quality pads.
That's the topic, good quality pads. And that's what I'm bringing.
Organic.
We need that. Our women deserves better. I've traveled across the globe. I've went to countries like Europe, America, Asia. They are standard. It's good quality organic pads. It's only in Africa where we are still settling for less. And why? Is it because we don't know our worth? Or we don't value our women? I normally say we don't value a man with a womb. Why don't we protect her womb as well? And give her good products that can save her life.
And that all starts with a good quality pads.
That's what we should be. That's what most organizations should start advocating for. Not just pad, but good quality pads.
Yeah, because I mean, with this donation drives, I mean, they just donate wherever, however, and they work with different brands. So the big question is, are they good quality pads? And speaking of that, I mean, research shows that one of the things, or one of the contributing factors to gender-based violence among young girls is that most of them, you find that they depend on men. You'll find that a young girl will drop out of school.
So true.
Being the reason that they are not affording pads. I mean, how do we
sad.
break, that cycle of young girls dropping out of school because of such issues?
That's where me and you get involved. We should start now forcing those corporate that are doing business with government, municipalities. There should be a bill. You know, we should enforce that sanitary napkins should be made available. There's no need for a girl child to miss school because of that. So those that are doing, the likes of Vivian, those that are doing business with government, a portion of their CIS project should go towards this. And we need a bill that will force now government to make sanitary napkin available to our girls.
Yes, and I believe that even the Department of Education should really pull up their socks, because this is a serious issue.
I'm working with them, and I would like to commend or to applaud the city of Johannesburg. They've said it on their budget speech that the sanitary napkin, but not just sanitary napkin, but good quality sanitary napkin will now be available in all their 71 clinics.
Yeah.
That's a big step.
Yes, and as much as this is said, your foundation is the light at the end of the tunnel. You founded Mokome Foundation year 2018, and I believe that you have had many charitable organizations or programs rather. Can you just enlighten us on what you do as Mokome Foundation, and those who have benefited, what have been some of the success stories?
If you look at Mokome Foundation, it's basically who Vivian is. Any organization will normally take after the persona of the founder. So my foundation has done the same thing. Vivian is a product of education, and my foundation believes in that. So we have adopted several schools in Limpopo and Gauteng. At first, we used to donate your school uniform, the shoes, and until I found out about the issue that we are having. I'm a product of education. I don't see any need why a girl child should miss school because of sanitary napkin. Then in the recent year, we started now focusing on sanitary napkin, just donating sanitary napkin for the whole year. So those that have benefited from my foundation, we made sure that we're not donating just for a month, because that is a lip service. A girl child goes on their period every month. So we made sure that if we donate to that particular school, they get the pads for the whole year. And they're sorted. So that's what I've been doing for the last few years. But before, it was mainly on education, making sure that they get school, whatever there's a need for that school, we'll cater for that. But later on, I decided that I want to be known for a woman that came up with an organic sanitary napkin that restored the dignity of a girl child. And that's why the pad that I have now, it's called Dignity.
Dignity. And I love what you're touching on that. This foundation, it the
Vivian,
values, it speaks Vivian. And every great dream begins with a great dreamer. You have started this foundation, and probably our viewers are wondering, what does it take to succeed in this line of business?
It takes hard work. It's a lonely journey. The journey of an entrepreneur, it's lonely. You do lose friends along the way. You'll get to a point where you also doubt yourself, you understand. And in my case, it is self-funded. I'm using my own resources to do that. So it's not easy, but it is worth it.
Yeah, before we go to the break, for everyone interested to be part of this organization, they want to contribute, they want to donate, how do they reach you?
They can call me or find me on my, I'm available on all social media platforms. Why do I forget that? I'm available on Instagram as Vivian Mokome. I am Vivian Mokome Official, Facebook, and also on my email, which is info@vivianmokome.com.
Wow. Vivian, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Right, Mugeli Ekhaya Jikelele lo besithetha naye nguye uVivian Mokome usuka phaka lokhu kwi-foundation yakhe. Sixelela banzi nakubeni Mugeli sibona into yokubana izinga lentswela ngqesho liphezulu kakhulu, kodwa kuhle kakhulu ukubona abantu abafana noVivian abaqinisekayo into yokubana bangaqala libanzi, uqinisekisa into yokubana apho ekhaya siyakhululeka, ingakumbi amantombazana asakhulayo. Masithi qhwi evenkileni kusekuninzi esiniphathele kona, ubukele Ekhaya Jikelele.
Bukele masiphinde sikwamkele kwakhona iarhente enikezela ngombane kwingingqi yaseRhawutini iCity Power idize ukuba inesicwangciso esitsha sokucinywa kombane esiza kuchaphazela amashishini nemizimveliso. iCity Power ithi ngale nkqubo abantu abathenga umbane kubo baza kucinyelwa iiyure nje ezimbini nokuba ucimicimi umiliselwe isigaba esithini. Oku kuya kunceda njani uluntu? Kutheni le nto iCity Power engakwenzi oku kwaye zeziphi ezinye iarhente iCity Power esebenza nazo? Ukufumana banzi ke ngalomba siqhagamshelana nomphathi wombane kwingingqi yaseRhawutini umnumzana uIsaac Mangena. Mnumzana Mangena, masikwamkele enkqubeni.
Good morning and good morning to the viewers at home.
Enkosi kakhulu. Sicela usichazele malunga nale nkqubo ikhethekileyo eniyibiza ngokuba yishedule entsha yokucima kombane.
So we have been working on the new schedule with Eskom. Obviously, the issue of load shedding has been a problematic one for the country and for the residents of Johannesburg as the business hub of the Southern Hemisphere, where we have seen a lot of businesses basically starting to close and others basically moving to areas where they have stability in terms of electricity supply. And as such, as the city of Johannesburg, we had to basically work to ensure that we cushion or deal with the problem of load shedding, the inconvenience that comes with it, so that we're able to ensure consistent electricity supply to our residents. So what we came up was basically this new load shedding schedule, which will basically ensure that we are able to take charge of the customers, our customers, and the blocks that we need to schedule. And this will go a long way to basically assist us in terms of protecting those businesses that I spoke about. So we are now currently able to exclude the businesses that we wanted to exclude in terms of load shedding so that they can continue operating even though the country is in darkness. We are able to also ensure that we support essential services such as the water services to ensure that they basically are able to continue working. I mean, we had one of the substations in Rudeport that was basically providing electricity to rent water and giving water to areas in west of Johannesburg. That was always load shed by Eskom, but currently with this new arrangement, we are obviously going to be able to exclude it because of where the ones that are actually switching on and off. But over and above that, it basically just eliminates that 4-hour load shedding from stage 1 until stage 8. So instead of the residents suffering for 4 hours in darkness, with this new load shedding, they will only be able to suffer for 2 hours, and from there they will wait until another 2 hours. And this will probably be able to happen in such a way that you may not be load shed for 2 days in a row, or at least in the next 3 days you will only be load shed once, especially during stage 1 and stage 3. So I think that is very crucial for us to ensure that we basically reduce the impact of load shedding on our residents.
Umuntu obuza uba benihlelele ntoni lonke eli xesha ningayiqali le nkqubo ungamphendula uthini?
The problem with this is that we operate in a very regulated space. We've got NERSA, we've got Eskom itself, it's got its own way of doing things. But what we have been doing in the past, remember this new load shedding schedule, the country's load shedding schedule was developed in 2008. In any case, it was due for review to say, does it work? Does it serve the purpose that it was created for? And what is it that we can do? And all this, we are trying to do it with the best interest of the customer at heart. And as City Power, we have always been championing or at least advocating for the 2 hours or shorter period. In fact, even the elimination of load shedding at all. And that's why part of the work that we're doing is to basically try and see how we can reduce the over-dependency on Eskom through the independent power producers that we're bringing on board, through some of the products that we're bringing, like the solar energy, solar lights, street lights, Apollo lights, and so forth. And that is basically what we're doing. So with this, we decided that we really need to see if we are not able to completely get off the load shedding with Eskom still under strain. How about we reduce the hours that it takes or the impact that it takes? So we did a lot of simulations and network reconfigurations for the past few years and months, basically, to try and see how we can be able to come up with this. And we realized that, in fact, as the city of Johannesburg, we're giving Eskom more than we're supposed to. And as such, if we have the switch to ourselves, we'll be able to distribute the megawatts that are needed equitably, while we're able to save some of those businesses that we feel they need to remain open during load shedding, so that they can save jobs and also attract investment in the city of Johannesburg. So we've always been there. And by the way, about 4 years ago, we were actually doing 2-hour load shedding until Eskom said we need to be uniform like the rest of the country.
Ingaba le nkqubo niyiqalileyo nizayiqhuba ixesha elingakanani na? Ihlambi izawuphela yeyexeshana okanye nizimisele ukuya nayo phambili?
As City Power, we are ready. We are ready in terms of the resources. We are ready in terms of the network. Obviously, there are about 2% of our customers that will remain with Eskom because of the technical complexities that are involved. But as City Power, we are ready to basically move with this until load shedding is eradicated completely. But we will continue with this 2-hour, and I think most of the customers are actually excited about this, and we don't want to dim the light, so to say, by removing these 2 hours. I think we will try and make sure that we maintain it. We will invest more in terms of infrastructure reconfigurations, so that we can be able to control some of the embedded customers that are embedded with the essential services, but also in terms of the operators that need to run around and be able to switch on and off throughout. So that is what we are doing. But also parallel to that, we are currently working on a 10-point plan to deal with the issue of load shedding. So I think in the coming few days and months, we should be able to basically see an impact where our residents are actually feeling less in terms of the impact of load shedding. There will be more products that will be coming on board. We've already started with the virtual substations in the form of solar panels. We are also bringing in solar geysers, load limiting functions, so that we can be able to deal with this issue. So going forward, we should be able to have our customers having lesser stages of load shedding when Eskom is at higher stages.
Hayi, le nkqubo ivakala ngathi noko iza kuwothula umthwalo kubahlali baseRhawutini. Mnumzana Mangena, masibulele kakhulu ngexesha lakho.
Thank you very much.
Enkosi. Lowa ke mbukeli bingu-Isaac Mangena ujongene nombane kwingingqi yaseRhawutini. Besincokola naye malunga nesicwangciso sabo esitsha abaza kusisebenzisa kunciphisa ifuthe lenkqubo yokonga umbane kumashishini. Ewe ke sesiqukumbele iyure yethu yesibini. Sizawungena kungekudala kwiyure yethu yesithathu. Wena hlala nathi.